are cabanas. That's all these cabanas.
Yeah, bitch. Real body's over here. Real body's in the kitchen.
Thank you.
You guys want me to give you a house tour of my other house? Which you guys have seen me here before. You guys have seen me at this house before. This is my other house. We have multiple houses. So it's like, why would I settle for someone for a brokey? Let me show you guys. So you guys see my other house. You guys see this house in my other content. So there goes my car. But you guys seen this house before. This is one of my other houses. One of my other houses. So, like I was saying, when you have access to homes and real estate and stuff like this, when you're dating or you're mating, you look at the opposite sex, like, really, like, what level are they on compared to your level, you know? And if the mate, the guy is below the woman, it's like, okay, more than likely he's gonna try to bring the woman down to his level. You know what I'm saying? It's never the man is gonna come up to the woman's level. So therefore, it's like, if I have access to properties, if I have access to assets, if I'm an asset, then I have to date an asset. I have to date people who have assets, who have properties. I can't date liabilities. I can't date men or take men serious that are irresponsible. You get what I'm saying? Even if a man is in his 20s or in his 30s or touching his 40s, you have to come to my table with a house. The bare minimum is your own apartment. The bare minimum is your own apartment. Okay? And that's not even in price. In my house, how many people? And you go like this. Switch it up. Switch it up. Switch it up. Yeah. That's what they asked on Google. If you're a man and you have your own apartment, you need to date a woman that has her own apartment. You guys can match. Makes sense. 1 + 1 = 2. But if a woman is living in a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom home with a 2-car garage and has access to 8 houses, 7 houses, multiple luxury cars, 2026s, expensive assets, that should tell you she's responsible. If she's taking care of her health, if she has nice hair, if she has a nice face, if she's working, if she has income, that is a woman of responsibility. That's a go-getter. That's someone that's consistent, that's gonna show up, that's reliable, you know, dependable. You have to read the room and you have to learn how to fit in, you get what I'm saying? And you can't be an irresponsible man who doesn't have any assets, income's shaky, finicky. You bring absolutely nothing to the table and expect her to want to sleep with you or want to be with you or want to take you serious. Where do they do that at? That's not math. The math is not mathing. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I act the way I act. That's why I talk the way I talk, because it's like my reality is a level. So therefore, I should be dating on a level. For the last 5 years, I haven't taken not one person seriously that I've given a chance to. I've helped more and I've given more than I would probably receive from those men that I've dated, I've given chances to. And usually I only date 1 to 2 people a year. You get what I'm saying? Like, I've been really kind of hibernating and slowing down and like processing things. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm in a much better space where I'm clear, mentally. And now it's like I'm trying to really manifest my wishes and my dreams, which is like, if I was to date someone, first of all, I have my own business, still running multiple businesses right now, just very low key, private businesses. I'm still an entrepreneur, I'm still a sole proprietor, I'm still working just for myself. I don't have a boss, I am the boss. So, if I was to date, I would want somebody who's running their own business. Whether it be big or small, it's making income, it's paying the bills. They have assets to show, their credit score is up there. Yeah, because my credit score is up there. I just checked my credit score. My highest credit score is at 813. My lowest credit score is a 740. So it's like, I gotta date somebody that's on a level. I gotta date people that are intelligent. I gotta date people. I gotta date people that are running businesses, high credit score. They showed over time that they could pay their bills on time. They have a good living establishment. You know what I'm saying? They like security and consistency. They don't like drama. They like business and fun and pleasure and happy times and have some type of spiritual understanding. You know what I'm saying? Someone that's really into like natural, genuine love. Not superficial, shallow love. Like, oh, lust. Like, I have to date a level. And then when it comes to attractiveness, I have to be turned on. I have to be like in love. I have to fall in love. I cannot do that with a mediocre, average Joe Schmo. I can't do that. You get what I'm saying? Look at me. I take care of myself. I care about myself. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, when men pursue me and approach me, I just be like, man, I'm out of your league. I'm out of your league. I'm top tier. I'm not even like plastic surgery. I'm natural, genuine, body, hard work, dedication, go to the gym, work out, get it out the mud, no wig, no weave, no acrylic, family time, and I don't have any kids yet. So it's just like, dang, you're getting the best of all worlds. You get what I'm saying? So, when I talk and I speak up and I say things about my dating life and pursuing, and you guys, I've never had to pursue a guy in my life. All I had to do was was put myself out there, and people came and still come to this day. And I'm not saying every guy I've ever dated was the one, because a lot of guys were not the one.
And I'm in the studio, and I hear this beat, and I hear this bass line, and it's dun, 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 and it has snaps, and it's like 2 tracks, very simple. It reminds me of like Too Short or E40, and I'm like, and it takes me back to like being in my car, teenager, and it takes me back to like when me and my husband first meet, and he's trying to scoop me, and like he thinks I'm the hottest thing in the world, and I kind of had this whole
Not the one, and they always knew like she's probably too good for me, you know, like. So I'm not saying that I'm looking for a perfect person, but I'm not even looking. I'm more so manifesting the ideal guy. Now I will talk about one guy that I met, because I did tell a few guys like, hey, I have an ideal guy in mind. And I believe he was an Aquarius. You get what I'm saying? He's on TikTok, he's on Instagram, he's on all the social programs, guys. I'll say a little bit about him. I met this guy who was on me in like 2019, like COVID time, 2020, 2021. Around that time, I met this guy unexpectedly in a gym at Metroflex in Long Beach. He was a trainer. I didn't know him. I wasn't there for him. I was there to be trained by this trainer named Tanya. And me and Tanya started training. I paid her like $3,500 to train me for 3 months. She was a bodybuilder, so she was getting me acclimated, training me up. So I was working out 3 times a week, 4 times a week, training with different trainers. I would hire like different trainers too at Metroflex. This was during COVID time. This is when gyms couldn't be open. They were open. I walked in one day and I don't even want to say his name. I don't want to give his name. Because if I say his name, y'all gonna go look him up. And he's on Google, he's on all the platforms. So I walked into the gym and this guy was staring at me, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy staring at me? He just kept on locking eyes with me, and I'm just like, who is he? And why is he staring? You know, and so he made himself known by staring, right? But then he had homeboys in the gym, and his homeboys approached me. Like a few weeks of me going to the gym, one of his homeboys approached me and was like, you know, trying to talk to me. Friendly though. And I was like, okay, I'll talk to his homeboy. I know they know each other. Me and the homeboy got real cool. The homeboy, it was hard though, because the homeboy I think liked me too. You know, and I think they were both Aquariuses. One was from Compton though, and one was from Delaware. So the guy that was like eyeballing me, he's from Delaware, but he lives in California now. So I'll give you guys that little bit right there. I'll give you guys little clues as to who this is, right? So both of the guys start coming up to me in the gym and talking in front of me, you know, and trying to like, you know, and one of the guys started inviting me to his house, inviting me to his barbershop, inviting me wherever. Like, you know, we started getting close, being friendly, nothing sexual. And I told him, like, look, I think your friend likes me. I think I like your friend. And I think he was like, well, you got to talk to him about it. whatever. So it was just too much shyness, too much nervousness for us to talk. But every time I would see the guy in the gym, he was always staring, he was always nervous around me. Until one morning he came up to me at 6 in the morning and was like, "Can I move your purse? Because I'm about to use this piece of equipment." And I was like, "Yeah." And he moved my bag, and he had my Balenciaga bag, but he didn't move it. He had it,